11. Black actresses who had unusual body parts. What if everything you thought you knew about Hollywood beauty was a lie? Beneath the glitz and glamour. 11. Black actresses have carried secrets that could have ended careers, scars, bald patches, unique features, society labels flaws. Yet instead of hiding, they turned vulnerability into power, commanding screens and red carpets with courage no one expected. From Viola Davis to Thandie Newton, their stories challenge the rules of perfection and redefine strength. Hit subscribe and dive in, because today we reveal the shocking truths Hollywood tried to erase and the lessons these women demand the world notice. Viola Davis. Viola Davis, born in 1965 in St. Matthews, South Carolina, is widely celebrated as one of Hollywood's most accomplished performers, having won the Oscar, Emmy, and Tony. But behind the accolades lay a deeply personal struggle. In her early 20s, Viola discovered she was losing clumps of hair due to alopecia areata, a rare autoimmune disorder. Each morning brought a new patch exposing bare skin on her scalp, and with it a growing sense of vulnerability. To the outside world, she was a rising star. In private, she grappled with a fear that her femininity and her career might be defined by what she no longer possessed. For years, she relied on wigs carefully selected and styled to appear natural, even sleeping in them to prevent her husband Julius Tenen from noticing the extent of her condition. The emotional toll was enormous. She avoided shared showers, rushed through nightly routines, and created a secret world where hair defined worth. Friends and colleagues sensed her anxiety, but few could imagine the depth of her internal struggle. Then, in 2005, during a high-pressure audition in Los Angeles, her wig slipped mid-scene under unforgiving lights, revealing the bald patch she had hidden for more than a decade. The room fell silent, and Viola, trembling, could do nothing but cry. That moment marked a turning point. She considered abandoning acting, convinced the industry would reject her for her appearance. For nights on end, wigs were tossed aside like evidence of shame, and the weight of public perception pressed heavily on her shoulders. Yet at rock bottom, she found an inner resolve that would define her legacy. Slowly, she began speaking openly about her condition, sharing her experiences with vulnerability and honesty, inspiring countless women facing similar challenges. By 2015, Viola Davis made a triumphant statement on the Emmy red carpet. How would you have faced a challenge like this in the public eye? Viola's story reminds audiences that beauty is not measured by conformity, but by courage. Her bald patches, once a source of shame, became a symbol of strength. In embracing her truth, she not only redefined her own life, but also left a lasting imprint on Hollywood, challenging its obsession with perfection and proving that vulnerability can coexist with power, artistry, and grace. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, born Karen Elaine Johnson in 1955 in New York City, has become one of the most recognizable and versatile performers in entertainment history. She is among the few artists to achieve the EGOT, winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Yet beneath her iconic persona lies a physical characteristic that few viewers have ever consciously noticed: Whoopi has no eyebrows. This unusual trait, which began as a childhood habit, became an inseparable part of her identity. As a teenager in the late 1960s, Whoopi's mother plucked her emerging eyebrows to prevent acne from forming along the brow line. What began as a small act of grooming evolved into a lifelong absence, and Whoopi eventually lost all memory of what her face looked like with natural brows. This singular facial feature, initially a source of unease, transformed her appearance into something instantly recognizable. Her wide, expressive eyes, framed by bare skin, created a look both haunting and memorable, captivating audiences on stage and screen. During her rise on Broadway in the early 1980s and later in film, most notably The Color Purple 1985, audiences subconsciously noticed that there was something unique about her face, though they could not articulate it. Critics and colleagues marveled at her expressiveness, which seemed amplified by the absence of traditional eyebrows. Behind the scenes, however, the unconventional appearance caused occasional discomfort. Stylists once urged her to draw in brows to soften her features, only for the result to feel unnatural and unrecognizable. Whoopi quickly abandoned the experiment, realizing that her distinctiveness was her strength rather than a flaw. Her journey demonstrates the subtle tension between societal beauty standards and personal authenticity. Many would have hidden what set them apart yet. Whoopi embraced it fully, allowing her facial uniqueness to enhance her performances rather than hinder them. Today, Whoopi Goldberg's unadorned face is inseparable from her identity. Her missing eyebrows, far from limiting her, have contributed to an unforgettable screen presence, proving that individuality can become a signature rather than a liability. In a world obsessed with symmetry and conventional beauty, she exemplifies how owning one's differences can inspire admiration, forge confidence, and leave a lasting impression that no makeup or contouring could replicate. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett, born in 1958 in Harlem, New York, is celebrated for her commanding presence on screen and her extraordinary dedication to her craft. Yet one feature set her apart in Hollywood in a way that stirred both admiration and disbelief: her exceptionally muscular arms. While the entertainment industry often emphasized delicate femininity, Angela's body told a different story, one of discipline, intensity, and a rare genetic gift. Her breakthrough role came in 1993 as Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do With It, a performance that earned her critical acclaim and cemented her status as a leading actress. To embody the powerhouse singer, Angela committed to grueling physical training hours of weightlifting push-ups and endurance routines paired with a high-protein diet. Her dedication revealed a startling reality. Her arms developed faster and more visibly than most, due to a biological trait known as a high proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers similar to elite athletes. When paparazzi photos surfaced, the public was shocked. Some speculated she had used steroids, a rumor Angela strongly refuted. The tabloids questioned how a black woman could naturally achieve such strength, exposing an industry and society unaccustomed to seeing women of color with powerful physiques. Behind the camera, Angela felt the sting of misjudgment. Friends recalled her crying in dressing rooms, frustrated that every bead of sweat was scrutinized and misinterpreted as unnatural or illicit. Yet Angela did not allow speculation to diminish her spirit. She embraced her muscular frame, turning it into a symbol of authenticity and artistic commitment. On stage and screen, her arms became part of the character, signaling resilience, determination, and an unwavering dedication to storytelling. Have you ever faced criticism for simply being stronger or different than others expected? Angela Bassett's journey proves that Hollywood's narrow definitions of beauty and femininity cannot contain real power. Her pronounced muscles, once a source of rumor and scrutiny, became a testament to her discipline and resolve. Today, she continues to inspire, showing that the body, when respected and trained with dedication, can be a tool of storytelling, empowerment, and identity. In a culture quick to question strength, Angela redefined what it means to be both a woman and a force to be reckoned with, leaving audiences in awe not just of her talent, but of her courage to exist authentically in a world that often fears the exceptional. Grace Jones. Grace Beverly Jones, born in 1948 in Spanish Town, Jamaica, grew up straddling two worlds, the Caribbean and later the vibrant cultural landscape of New York. From the start, her appearance challenged conventional beauty standards. Her sharp vertical cheekbones and angular facial structure were vowel. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, Grace had begun a career that spanned music modeling and acting, leveraging her unique face as a defining asset. Photographers, including Helmut Newton, marveled at how her high cheekbones created natural shadows and contours, eliminating the need for lighting tricks or heavy makeup. During a Vogue Paris shoot in 1981, her presence silenced the entire room. Newton reportedly exclaimed, "My God, we don't need a fill light." Her face is lighting itself. Grace's unusual bone structure not only set her apart, but made her a living sculpture, turning her body into art under the stage and studio lights. Despite the admiration, Grace faced skepticism and whispers. Industry insiders sometimes viewed her as intimidating or unapproachable, misinterpreting her commanding presence as arrogance. Yet she remained unapologetic, understanding that her distinctive features were a form of empowerment. She blurred the lines between masculine and feminine aesthetics, creating a persona that challenged audiences to reconsider what beauty, glamour, and charisma could look like. Grace Jones's razor-sharp cheekbones, striking jawline, and statuesque figure transformed her into a trailblazer. From runways to record studios and movie sets, she embraced the uniqueness that others might have hidden, turning it into influence and legend. Her face became a symbol of audacity and defiance, a reminder that rarity can command attention, shape culture, and redefine standards. Through decades of performance, Grace demonstrated that embracing what sets you apart is not just an act of courage, it is a form of artistry. Today, Grace Jones is remembered not merely for her work, but for embodying the idea that what society deems unusual can become unforgettable. Her razor-blade face remains a testament to the power of individuality, proving that true impact often lies in the features we are told to hide. Alfre Woodard. Alfre Woodard, born in 1952 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, has long been celebrated for her commanding performances and remarkable versatility. Yet behind her acclaimed career lies a subtle physical trait that set her apart: her slightly misaligned left eye, a condition known as strabismus. As a child, this imperfection invited teasing and misunderstanding. Peers mocked her, and teachers sometimes averted their gaze. Alone in the dark, young Alfre learned to navigate the world while carrying a quiet burden that most would never see. Despite the early shame, her eyes would later become one of her greatest artistic tools. When she began studying acting in the 1970s, Alfre discovered that her asymmetry added depth to her performances. On camera, one eye could convey tenderness, while the other projected determination, creating a complex, multi-layered emotional presence. Critics and audiences alike were captivated, often unable to articulate why her expressions felt so powerful yet undeniably authentic. Her gaze could silently tell a story that words alone could not, allowing characters to resonate with extraordinary depth. Alfre's breakthrough performances, including Cross Creek 1983 and Miss Evers' Boys 1997, demonstrated the full potential of her unique eyes. In Miss Evers' Boys, her asymmetry heightened the emotional intensity of the narrative, revealing the pain, courage, and moral struggle of her character. Directors sometimes suggested adjustments to minimize the misalignment, but Alfre remained steadfast. She recognized that attempting to correct her features would dilute the authenticity that made her work so compelling. Have you ever found strength in what others saw as a flaw? Over decades, Alfre Woodard amassed 17 Emmy nominations with 4 wins alongside critical acclaim for film and stage. Her eyes, once a source of self-consciousness, became a hallmark of her artistry, demonstrating that perceived imperfections can be transformed into defining strengths. Hollywood, long obsessed with symmetry and conventional beauty, could not contain her presence. Instead, her distinct gaze commanded attention, respect, and admiration. Alfre's journey exemplifies the power of embracing one's individuality. By refusing to hide her unique features, she not only redefined the standard of beauty and expression on screen, but also inspired countless others to recognize the hidden power in their differences. Her story is a reminder that what makes us distinct is often what makes us unforgettable, and that courage often begins with seeing ourselves fully, flaws and all. Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson, born in 1924 in Harlem, New York, became one of the most revered actresses in Hollywood, known for her commitment to portraying strong, dignified black women. Behind her celebrated career, however, lay a childhood accident that left a lasting physical mark, a burn scar on her right hand. At just 8 years old, while playing in the kitchen with her siblings, Cicely's hand slipped into a pan of boiling water. The injury healed, but it left rough, visible scars that would accompany her throughout life. In a Hollywood that demanded flawless appearances, Cicely learned to navigate both racial and physical scrutiny. Early in her career during the 1950s, she often concealed her hand in photographs held props strategically or positioned her body to hide the scar. Despite these precautions, the mark was occasionally visible, a reminder of vulnerability and the hardships she endured before fame. When captured in close-ups, her burn scar startled audiences accustomed to the polished perfection of film stars. Yet Cicely refused to allow her childhood injury to define her. Instead, she transformed it into a source of strength and authenticity. She understood that her hand told a story of survival, resilience, and humanity, qualities that enriched every character she portrayed. Through roles in films such as Sounder 1972 and the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman 1974, Cicely's presence conveyed depth, empathy, and unwavering dignity. Her scar, once seen as a flaw, became a subtle emblem of the perseverance that defined her life and work. Cicely Tyson's journey exemplifies how adversity can fuel artistic brilliance. Over decades, she broke barriers for Black actresses, earning 3 Emmy Awards, an Honorary Academy Award, and a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Her burn scar, a relic of childhood pain, became intertwined with her legacy, reminding audiences that true power and beauty are often forged through experience and endurance. Even after her passing in 2021 at the age of 96, Cicely's story continues to inspire. Her scars, both physical and emotional, did not limit her. They elevated her, lending authenticity and gravitas to her performances. Through resilience, integrity, and courage, Cicely Tyson demonstrated that what society might view as imperfections can in fact define greatness. Gabourey Sidibe. Gabourey Sidibe, born in 1983 in Brooklyn, New York, entered Hollywood with a story that challenged conventional ideals of beauty and body image. Her breakthrough came in 2009 with the film Precious, where she portrayed an abused, marginalized teenager navigating a world stacked against her. Beyond the character, Gabourey faced her own personal struggles with polycystic ovary syndrome. PCOS, a condition that contributed to rapid weight gain, hormonal imbalance, and health risks, including diabetes and infertility. By her mid-20s, she weighed over 150 kilograms, approximately 330 pounds, and the scrutiny of public opinion often compounded her challenges. On one live talk show following the Toronto premiere of Precious in 2009, an incident thrust Gabourey into the spotlight in a way she could not control. The chair she was sitting on collapsed, spreading laughter across the audience. Though it was a moment of potential humiliation, she endured it, confronting public mockery with resilience. For years, rumors circulated that sets had to reinforce chairs to accommodate her size, claims that were never verified. The incident, however, became symbolic of the ways society often judges and diminishes those who look different. Gabourey did not allow shame to define her. In 2017, she openly shared her experiences in her memoir, This Is Just My Face, recounting the years of body shaming, personal insecurities, and even thoughts of self-doubt that threatened to overshadow her aspirations. Yet she transformed those vulnerabilities into power. Her performance in Precious not only earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, but also challenged Hollywood's rigid standards, proving that talent and authenticity matter far more than size or societal expectations. Have you ever faced judgment for something beyond your control and turned it into a strength? Gabourey Sidibe's story serves as a testament to resilience and self-acceptance. Her body, once labeled by the public as a defect, became a tool to confront prejudice and foster dialogue about inclusivity in film and culture. Over the years, she has continued acting, writing, and advocating for body positivity, demonstrating that courage comes from embracing oneself fully. Gabourey's journey reminds audiences that personal struggles, especially those visible to the world, can be transformed into a narrative of empowerment, inspiration, and undeniable talent. Danai Gurira. Danai Gurira, born in 1978 in Grinnell, Iowa, and raised in Zimbabwe, has become an international icon known for her commanding performances in The Walking Dead and Black Panther. Behind her poised and formidable presence lies a physical mark that traces back to childhood, a long raised scar on her right calf. At just growing up with this permanent mark was not easy. While her peers were oblivious, Danai understood early on that her body carried a story visible to the world, a story she sometimes wished she could hide. As she entered acting in the early 2000s, the scar became a hidden challenge. Camera lights and tight shots could expose it, forcing her to confront Hollywood's unspoken obsession with perfection. During a 2012 fight scene on The Walking Dead, the scar was briefly visible on screen, prompting viewers to speculate whether it was prosthetic or digitally altered. Rumors even circulated that Black Panther had used CGI to erase it, yet Danai chose to stay silent, letting her story remain hers alone. Rather than letting shame define her, Danai embraced the scar as a symbol of survival and authenticity. Each appearance on screen and even on the red carpet subtly reminded audiences of the strength required to overcome adversity. The scar became part of her artistic language, enhancing the physicality and emotional depth of her characters. It embodies resilience, reminding both her and her fans that imperfection can coexist with power and grace. Today, Danai Gurira's scar is inseparable from her identity, quietly amplifying the impact of her performances. Her journey demonstrates that what society often deems a weakness can in fact become a defining strength. Whether commanding the battlefield as Okoye in Black Panther, leading in theater productions, or advocating for African arts and culture, Danai proves that courage is born from embracing all parts of yourself, visible scars and invisible struggles alike. Her story resonates as a reminder that authenticity and resilience leave a far deeper mark on the world than perfection ever could. Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell, born in 1968 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, became one of America's beloved faces on television during the 1990s, starring in Martin and later My Wife and Kids. Behind her bright smile and infectious energy, however, lay a private struggle that few viewers ever knew. Sarcoidosis, a rare autoimmune disorder that inflames the skin, often leaving visible red patches. For Tisha, the condition was more than cosmetic. It carried a profound emotional weight, affecting her confidence and shaping her relationship with the camera. On March 15, 1996, during a taping of Martin in Los Angeles, the intensity of the studio lights revealed the condition despite hours of careful makeup application. Redness around her eyes and cheeks began to show mid-scene, exposing a vulnerability that she had worked hard to conceal. The studio audience reacted with murmurs and a few snickers, while tabloids speculated wildly from botched cosmetic procedures to substance abuse. For Tisha, it was a moment of acute humiliation, one that could have easily overshadowed her burgeoning career. Rather than retreat, Tisha chose transparency. In 2003, she spoke publicly about her sarcoidosis in a New York interview, sharing the challenges of living with a condition that could betray her at any moment. Her courage reframed the narrative. What had once been a source of shame became a symbol of resilience and authenticity. Every scene, every close-up became a testament to her determination to perform despite adversity. Her visibility helped educate audiences about a rare disease while breaking the Hollywood myth that stars must be flawless. Have you ever faced a challenge that made you feel exposed only to find strength in it later? Tisha Campbell's journey demonstrates the power of embracing vulnerability and turning it into empowerment. Overcoming the fear that her skin would define her, she reclaimed control over her image and her career, proving that authenticity carries far more impact than perfection. Her experiences resonate with countless viewers, reminding them that hidden struggles often coexist with remarkable talent and perseverance. Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith, born in 1971 in Baltimore, Maryland, has long been recognized for her vibrant presence in Hollywood, memorable roles, and dynamic partnership with Will Smith. Yet in 2018, she revealed a deeply personal struggle that challenged both her sense of identity and her public image. Alopecia, a condit. Hair had always been part of Jada's signature look, and losing it brought profound emotional weight. She described the anxiety of watching clumps of hair fall during showers and the constant fear that her thinning scalp would alter how the world saw her. For a star in the public eye, it felt like more than hair, it was a question of self-respect and femininity. Yet by May 2018, she made a bold decision. She appeared on the Los Angeles red carpet, with a fully shaved head transforming vulnerability into a powerful statement. The response was immediate and mixed. Some praised her courage, while others whispered harshly, speculating about illness or personal struggles. But the moment became a turning point, not just in Jada's life, but in broader conversations about beauty, self-acceptance, and resilience. Will Smith's public support kneeling to kiss her bald crown on the red carpet symbolized partnership, love, and validation in the face of societal judgment. Their unified front reframed the narrative. Jada's shaved head was not a loss, but a crown of courage. By choosing transparency, Jada Pinkett Smith reclaimed control over her image and reshaped Hollywood's conversation around appearance and identity. Her story became a testament to embracing change, vulnerability, and authenticity, showing that courage often involves defying societal norms. Beyond personal bravery, her openness inspired millions to reevaluate their own definitions of beauty and strength. Today, Jada stands as a symbol of resilience and empowerment. Her bald head, once perceived as a vulnerability, now serves as a visual representation of honesty, partnership, and unwavering self-respect. Through her actions, she reminds audiences that authenticity, self-love, and courage create an impact far greater than conformity ever could. Jada's journey continues to resonate, proving that embracing one's truth, no matter how visible, can transform personal struggle into a universal message of strength. Thandiwe Newton. Thandiwe Newton, born in 1972 in London, England, grew up balancing the cosmopolitan life of London with the rich African heritage of her mother. From childhood, she carried a distinct dark birthmark on her lower back. The mark unexpectedly entered the spotlight during the summer of 1994 while filming Jefferson in Paris in Versailles, France. Thandiwe was required to perform an intimate love scene under intense lighting. Heavy concealer struggled to mask her birthmark, and the camera captured it in full view. Audience reactions ranged from curiosity to speculation. Some wondered if it was makeup, a skin condition, or even the result of African cultural practices. Despite pressure from directors to conceal the mark, Thandiwe made a conscious decision she would not hide a part of herself. Have you ever felt pressured to hide something that is truly part of who you are? Over 2 decades later, in 2016, during the premiere of Westworld. Throughout her career, Thandiwe Newton has consistently defied Hollywood's narrow beauty standards. The birthmark that might have been perceived as a flaw has instead become a powerful emblem of her resilience, heritage, and self-assurance. Each public appearance, each performance subtly celebrates the truth that what sets us apart can define us in extraordinary ways. Thandiwe's journey teaches a universal lesson: embracing one's natural self, even under scrutiny, fosters courage and inspires others to do the same. By refusing to conceal her birthmark, she turned personal vulnerability into artistic and personal empowerment, reminding audiences that authenticity, difference, and self-acceptance create beauty far deeper than convention ever could. Her story stands as a testament that uniqueness is not a limitation. It is a source of legacy, strength, and enduring impact. From Viola Davis embracing her alopecia to Thandiwe Newton owning a birthmark on the global stage, these 11 Black actresses transformed society's perceived flaws into symbols of courage and authenticity. Their journeys reveal how Hollywood's rigid beauty standards often clash with natural individuality, yet resilience turns vulnerability into power. Each story challenges us to reconsider what defines strength, beauty, and success. So we ask, is Hollywood truly evolving to honor diverse bodies and identities? Or do these exceptional women remain the rare exceptions in an industry still obsessed with perfection?